portion of the week in the hospital, medical facility, pal, before this match. So that explains why Austin comes out to the ring with his elbow heavily taped up, and he's got a huge elbow pad on. That's some dedication, man. You know, pull your ass out of a hospital bed to go defend the world title in a first blood match. Ugh.
Well, you know, not to downplay it, but it wasn't going to really be a match, right? It was more like a fight. So,
yeah,
I think it had been a match, you might have been more of a problem. To be fair.
Yeah, still, it's just like that's dedication. Which
I don't think I could have done it. I'll be honest, but
yeah, well, the last two matches have involved somebody who's been gimped. Think about that.
Not only been gimped, but like damn near more killed.
Right, yeah. It's nuts. But Kane debuted his full body, like double arm suit in this match. And here's how I remember this. Because as a kid, do you remember the days of pay-per-view where you could like tune into the pay-per-view channel, and if you tune it just right, you got somewhat of a visible picture?
I do, yeah.
Okay, well, I did that as a kid, and I could see just enough where I'm like, what the hell? I keep in mind I'm 7. And I'm like, how's he going to make Kane bleed? His entire body, head to toe, is covered, except for his hand. Literally, his left hand was the only thing showing. By the way, I have a Jax figure of this Kane. So,
oh, he had a neck.
Yeah, he slit his throat, bro. Going forever. But, so Kane actually had the Hell in a Cell lowered at one point, and he tried to basically kill Stone Cold by holding him under where the cell was going to lower, and he was going to choke him to death. A lot of attempted murder in this match. Mankind.
I don't think I'd want to do that, man, because, like, what if that thing, like, accidentally falls or something, man?
Yeah, or if, you know, the thing malfunctions and it really comes down on top of him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, too risky for me. But Mankind actually did a run-in with a chair, and he got a Stone Cold Stunner for his troubles. The Undertaker then comes out, swings a chair at Mankind, misses, and cracks Austin in the skull. This busts him wide open. Taker then fought with Kane and Mankind before... The referee was out, by the way. I forget what part of the match the ref got bumped, but he's out. So to revive him, the Undertaker grabs one of those gas cans at ringside and pours, allegedly, gasoline all over the referee to wake his ass up.
That's how you wake someone up, though, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right up there with smelling salts. But then Austin picked up that chair from earlier, cracks Kane in the head, knocks him out. Earl Hebner sees the blood pouring down Austin's face, and he calls for the bell, awarding Kane the match and the title. This match, Uncle Dave gave it 3 1/4 star. I gave it 3 stars even. What about you?
I'm on the fence between 2 and 3. I don't think it was a good match, but I think it accomplished a lot, so I might say 3 for that reason. To be fair, it was never going to be a match. So, I mean, you have to take that into account, too.
Yeah, I think this was a great brawl. I'll say that. The next night on Raw, just to wrap it up, the next night on Raw, Kane puts the world title on the line against Austin, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And loses it. And then I believe the same exact thing happened to the Undertaker. Well, not exact, but close enough. The same thing happened to the Undertaker 1 year later, right?
Yep. Again, the night after King of the Ring, I believe.
Yeah. So he wins it, puts it on the line, loses it. So he gets a 24-hour reign. It's just, the constant title switches like that was stupid, in my opinion.
Well, what's the common denominator, though?
Austin or Russo.
Russo.
Well, Russo wasn't around the next year, was he?
Yeah, he left.
Before he left.
He left in October next year, yeah.
Yeah, so... Bro, it's just a prop, bro. Nobody cares.
Real quote.
Yeah. The final grade for the pay-per-view, Wrestling DVD Network gave it 7.5. I also gave it a 7.5 out of 10. What say you?
Yeah. I'm like at a 6.
You're going to drop it down to a 6, eh?
I thought it was a good pay-per-view, but I watch it for wrestling. I would say the high points being Shamrock and Rock and Owen Hart and X-Pac. Obviously, the sales and stuff were like the most memorable, but wrestling-wise, those two were the best.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this, memorable-wise, a solid 10. You know, like, this is one that gets remembered.
Yeah, well, it definitely does. Very memorable show. We're still talking about it today and all the implications from it and whatnot. So,
Mick Foley said he can't ever go to a convention or anything without at least one question from it, so that tells you the pay-per-view's legacy alone.
Oh, yeah. It's very, very memorable. No doubt about that. But yeah, so that about does it for our show today, man. We got in a lot of news and notes, got in a lot about the show itself. All right, well, next week we are traveling a little bit further back in time. We're going to cover another great June pay-per-view that actually had more important stuff on it than I realized, because I'd never seen the show before. It was WCW Great American Bash 1996. We were just 1 month away from one of the biggest heel turns in wrestling history, if not the biggest, where Hulk Hogan turns on WCW and all the Hulkamaniacs, brother, and he forms the NWO.
You can stick it.
All you fans are just like this trash right here in the ring. And then as we travel into July, we are going to be covering some July-themed stuff, but I also wanted to cover the famous NWA, WCW, well, I guess it was just WCW, trilogy from Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat. July 1st, we're going to cover Chi-Town Rumble 89. July 8th, we're going to hop into ECW for Heatwave 1999. For July 15th, we got Clash of the Champions 6. And July 22nd, we got one of the greatest In Your House events of all time, WWF In Your House 16, Canadian Stampede from 1997. And then wrap up July, we got Wrestle War 1989. That was the conclusion of the Flair Steamboat trilogy, where they kicked off the Flair Funk feud. They'll continue on through the rest of the year and I believe into the next year, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so that's all coming up here on Main Event Marks. Anything you have to say to close out here, Greg?
That's a great lineup, so it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I think coming in August, by the way, we need to do our SummerSlam that we went to, by the way.
That is, that is something we definitely need to look at because we're going to cover retro stuff, but when I say retro, that can be, anything past a year old is fair game, I believe. So you and I went to SummerSlam 2015. That was the biggest SummerSlam in history up to that point, just because of the time limit and whatever.
And they also had the first ever NXT outside of Full Sail that night too, or that weekend.
Yes, it was a huge weekend.
It was a pretty amazing weekend.
Oh yeah, first time
I still look back on it very fondly. It's still one of my favorite memories ever.
Yep, you and I got to do a lot of cool New York stuff.
First time meeting you, in person. First NXT, my first SummerSlam in 17 years. It was New York. It was just an awesome weekend.
Yep, a lot of good stuff. We definitely have to discuss that in August. We will get to that and so much more. Any requests, let us know on social media. Again, Instagram and Twitter. You can find us at _marks. I would like to, for help with the notes, I want to give a shout out to the Wrestling Observer, or Wrestling Observer newsletter or whatever. Wrestling DVD Network, 411 Mania, Wrestling20years.com. Those all helped me with my notes today, and in the future, I'm sure they will, along with Wikipedia, because Wikipedia is always correct, Greg.
Again, I've said this, and I say this until the day I die. It's always correct if it's on the internet, because you can't put stuff on the internet if it's not true.
Exactly. Just remember that, people. And we will see you next week. It's WCW Great American Bash 1996. Later on.
Later.